Hello, and thanks for joining this discussion about the mental health of Black, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer, or LGBTQ plus persons. The plus in the acronym emphasizes the importance of the identities not explicitly referenced. The racial identifier Black, used here, includes Black LGBTQ plus people in the United States from a range of cultural backgrounds and historical experiences. I'd like to start this session with a quote from James Baldwin, a Black gay writer in the 20th century. He said, "The place in which I'll fit will not exist until I make it," meaning that in a world that stigmatized his race and sexual orientation, he would have to create the place in which he belonged. As we move through the museum exhibits today, think about how this quote might resonate with the Black LGBTQ plus people in your community. Let's review two important concepts that impact Black LGBTQ plus mental health: social determinants of health, SDOH, and intersectionality. Social determinants of health are the environmental conditions that affect our health and life outcomes, and include housing quality and stability, healthcare access, employment opportunities, income, education, and air and water quality. Disparities and discrimination in these areas exacerbate health risks and disproportionately impact vulnerable individuals and communities. For example, 40% of Black trans adults have experienced housing discrimination or instability, including eviction, or being denied a home or apartment because of their gender identity. We also know that fear of discrimination based on their sexual orientation, gender identity and expression, or SOGI, has caused 24% of Black LGBTQ plus people to avoid pursuing services for themselves or their families. Those who do seek services may encounter providers who lack competency in key practices, such as treating rejection-based trauma and taking sexual and family histories in affirming and accurate ways. Disparate treatment is also heightened for Black LGBTQ plus people with other stigmatized experiences, such as those living with HIV or AIDS, or who have experienced criminal justice involvement. Now let's talk about intersectionality. Black LGBTQ plus people often experience multiple forms of discrimination simultaneously. For example, a Black trans man may feel marginalized in Black spaces, especially anti-LGBTQ plus religious spaces, and he may experience stigmatizing microaggressions like misgendering and use of his name assigned at birth instead of his affirming name. This is called dead naming. In LGBTQ plus spaces, he may feel ostracized because of his Blackness and experience race-based discrimination or microaggressions from non-Black LGBTQ plus people. He may even experience anti-trans discrimination from lesbian, gay, and bisexual members of the LGBTQ plus community. People within the Black LGBTQ plus community may also experience discrimination based on ageism and body type. These unique stressors create something called minority stress. The minority stress theory asserts that these identity-based experiences of stress and stigma significantly impact the mental and physical health and life outcomes of Black LGBTQ plus people. In fact, 95% of Black LGBTQ plus people report that discrimination has negatively affected their psychological well-being to some degree, and 83% say it has affected their physical health. Now you are ready to continue your tour to the Hall of Best Practices.
Here are best practices for working with Black LGBTQ plus individuals. Place culturally supportive and LGBTQ plus pride images in your space, including pride flags or images or quotes by Black LGBTQ plus leaders. Introduce your own pronouns when meeting with others to create space for them to offer their own pronouns. Ensure your intake paperwork uses inclusive and affirming language and offers a wide range of possible races, ethnicities, sexual orientations, and gender identities, as well as neutral options. For example, parent 1 and parent 2, instead of only mother and father. Use an intersectional and trauma-focused lens that can see and respond to the ways Black LGBTQ plus individuals may uniquely experience and be impacted by family, employment, and community mistreatment stemming from overlapping anti-LGBTQ plus bias and racism. Develop skills and services responsive to the needs of Black LGBTQ+ elders. Generations within the community have had varied experiences of acceptance, rejection, trauma, and discrimination. Empower individuals with tools to cope with stress and stigma, such as community networks and access to other vital needs providers who have competency working with Black LGBTQ+ people. Work with your clients to build their own intersectional support systems comprised of affirming family, chosen family, and peer support networks. And regularly assess for necessary connections that can positively impact clients' social determinants of health, such as employment supports, housing services, education, and medical care. In addition to direct client services, consider ways you can advocate at the organizational and community levels. For example, if your organization doesn't have an inclusive mission statement, you can help draft one. Within your sphere of influence, identify the political factors that are negatively impacting Black LGBTQ+ people and find advocacy opportunities that expand inclusive and affirming mental health supports. The rising anti-LGBTQ+ climates in communities around the country are undermining urgently needed supports, especially healthcare for trans people, and harming the mental health of LGBTQ+ adults and youth. Next on our tour, we will look at resilience.
Despite facing significant stressors, Black LGBTQ+ people demonstrate remarkable strength and resilience. Many individuals take pride in their Blackness and queerness and view these identities as sources of empowerment that enable resistance to erasure, invisibility, and discrimination within both mainstream LGBTQ+ and civil rights movements. Roots of this resilience and resistance are found in the leadership of historical figures like writer Audre Lorde, civil rights strategist Bayard Rustin, and trans liberation activist Marsha P. Johnson. These roots are also found in the bonds forged among Black LGBTQ+ people through community groups and organizations, Black Pride festivals, and in some larger cities, ballroom communities that provide entertainment, mutual aid, and chosen families.
As we close, let's revisit that James Baldwin quote from the beginning. "The place in which I'll fit will not exist until I make it." How do you support Black LGBTQ+ people as they make the places in which they will fit and can be healthy and whole? To continue learning about mental health and Black LGBTQ+ people, download the discussion and resources guide from the description of this video, or visit www.lgbtqequity.org.